It's you and me and Morissette. It's all of us. Here we are. Amazing. Blown away, really. How did we all get here? Who knows? I actually didn't, up until about 10 seconds ago, I didn't remember the Olivia song. I listened to it twice. Excellent. I remember it being excellent, but I don't remember it. And then someone in the chat said, oh, this song's sad. And I was like, oh, now I remember it. It's like she's talking about some type of relationship and you're driving through, or she's driving through. It's something about you seeing somebody and then driving around and like, oh, what the fuck happened? You was talking shit and now all of a sudden you're doing this. It's like, oh, it's all sad. So that's what you call recollection. What are you waiting for? Oh, plug. Catch me on Spotify. I am artist named Streamfree. You can use it on Twitch or YouTube. No fear of copyright. I will not demonetize you. Anyways, that's that. God, it feels weird to plug your own shit. But I got to. Like, how would I not, you know? Gotta do it. Think about that. Before we hit play, think about that for a second. I'm a fucking grown man who watches K-pop and vocals, and my hair is fucking pink, and I'm wearing cat shirts with cats riding other fucking cats, and that is not weird to me at all. That is completely appropriate. But me being like, oh, I made some music and you can use it and listen to it, that I'm like, well, that's, you can't do that. Psychology's fucking weird. Let's go.
I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. 'Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying 'cause you weren't around. And you're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Yeah, today I drove through the suburbs. 'Cause how could I ever love so?
Oh, I didn't know it was gonna be a cappella. So I noticed she sped up the tempo a little bit, and that makes sense. Isn't that funny that I don't remember the song that much, but I definitely can tell she sped up the tempo. It makes sense because she's doing a cappella, so without these big, long, drawn-out pauses. That makes sense. Speed up. Is it going to be a cappella? Maybe someone's going to sample her track and use her.
Someone else. And I know we weren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me.
Okay, she's always amazing, and we've heard enough, I think enough of this acapella. Is it going to stay acapella? Let's skip forward a second here. Okay, so we just saw in the thumbnails that somebody put piano under this. I know she's awesome. I don't have to listen to her be acapella to know she's awesome, and she's doing an amazing job of this. That's what she does. I've never seen a single Morissette video where I was like, oh, this isn't great, because all she does is fucking amazingly sing. But if someone else has taken this track and put in piano underneath it, I immediately want to hear that. So we're not listening to this whole acapella. We're going to go see what's going on with this piano. And this dude, I think is a guy. He better not be fucking up the piano. So here we go. We got
to the stage and
nope. Don't talk. I just want to hear you play.
To do so.
Nope.
Keep for me to finally drive up to your house, but today I drove through the suburbs crying 'cause you weren't around.
There we go.
And you're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Yeah, today I drove through the suburbs. 'Cause how could I ever love someone?
I definitely like it more with the piano. Your piano's a little loud in the mix. I know you're playing the piano and you're the guy playing it, but you should turn the piano down a little bit.
And I know we weren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
He's doing an excellent job of backing her up. So he's definitely played with singers. Definitely. Because he's trying to play but get out of her way. Just the mix between the two is a little off, but the way he's playing, I think, is pretty amazing. I think he's doing an excellent job of backing her up. But the volume between the tracks, you know what I mean?
And all my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kind of feel sorry for them, 'cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Today I drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. And I know we aren't perfect, but I never felt this way for no.
Okay. Something that you should definitely take notice of. You should definitely be thinking about. They're in tune. She doesn't have a fucking keyboardist with her. She's just singing. She has no external source to be in tune. Her notes are so not drifting. She's always where the notes are. So even if you sound like you're in tune, singers have a tendency to drift over time if they're unaccompanied. Like if you don't have any type of external reference, you will gradually shift and be sharp or flat. Even great singers will they will gradually change, and by the end of the song, they will be out of tune from where they started. They're in tune together. That's amazing. I can't believe that she's that centered on her pitches. That's amazing. I just can't believe that. I don't know that I've ever seen that happen before. That's wild. Actually, let me take it back. Her hair's long. She could have an in-ear monitor. I can't say that she doesn't, because I can't see her ears. I don't think she would have one, but it's possible. It's possible that she might have a track in her ear, and she does have an external reference. She's so in tune, it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe she doesn't have something. Just pull your hair back. Just throw your hair back for a second. Let me see both sides of your head. Like, can I make sure that you don't have anything in there?
Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards, can't drive past the place.
Oh, that was Ring Around the Rosie, right? We discussed that before. That's the melody from Ring Around the Rosie in that section.
Places we used to go to, 'cause I still really love you, babe. Sidewalks we cross, I still hear your voice in the traffic. We're laughing over all the noise. God, I'm so blue, we're so through, but I still really love you, babe. And I know we weren't perfect, but I never felt this way.
Oh, I have an idea. I'll save it. I'm gonna save it because you're gonna get mad. I have an idea.
For no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. 'Cause you said forever, now I travel alone past your street.
Ooh, you guys are gonna be mad.
You said forever, now I travel alone past your street.
Okay, absolutely amazing. Before you hate me, and you are about to, people, I don't know why people hate me when I just tell you my ideas. When people get mad, they do. They leave all types of negative, toxic shit. I was just like, I'm sure, like, I can't, right, I would be lying to you if I said, well, I've been around the best singers on the planet. No, I haven't been. But I've been around great singers. I've been around professional singers. I have never heard someone sing a cappella for 5 minutes and you don't drift at all. You don't drift at all. You don't go, I'm not saying even a half step sharp. I'm saying like you don't go like an eighth of a step too high or an eighth of a step too low. Doesn't mean you can't. I mean, perfect pitch and all that. I mean, you know, maybe. Sure. But you didn't drift once? And it's like, well, maybe she has an inner monitor. Maybe. Can't see it. If she did, can't see it. But then I was listening to her vocals. And the volume of her singing loud and singing soft. And the intensity of her singing. And I think this is not a complaint. I'm not complaining. I am not denigrating Morissette. That is not the performance take. She's singing along with her own track. Her own track that's already perfectly in tune, and she is now basically lip syncing to her own track, because there were also some chops in the camera, and there were some chops where her hair changed a little bit. So it's not one continuous shot. It's one continuous performance, but it's not one continuous shot. So if it's not one continuous shot, that means there's been more than one shot, which means that at least, if there's been more than one shot, then at least one of those shots is not of the performance. This is the appearance that she's actually singing this track to that microphone, but that is not the track that we're hearing. So she was perfectly in tune with the previous track. That's my assessment, you know. Maybe I'm fucking wrong. But when singers are singing to microphones, not just singers in general, but her specifically, and other singers, you don't lean into the microphone when you get louder. You lean back, or you tilt differently because of the way you're going to warp the sound when it goes in. But there's an intensity of her singing when she's leaning in and leaning far away, but the volume doesn't change in relationship to where her mouth is to where the microphone is. Now, of course, you could say that's EQing and compression. But we've never really seen her do that on another track. So it could be that I'm 100% wrong, and that she just maintained perfect, amazing pitch through the entirety of the song. And even though there were incongruities in the footage, it still is from the same take, just the way the editing and post took place. But I think I'm not mad about that. I think it's fine. I mean, if you're an amazing singer, like, I don't care how you do it, you're an amazing singer. But I'm like a riddle solver. Like, I'm like, how the fuck is this possible? So I think it's I think it's the video's for emotional performance aspects, but I don't think that's the track that we're hearing. Let me back up, watch some more. Okay, so we have this shot. Okay, right now, either there are 2 takes or there's 2 cameras. It could just be 2 cameras, but now we have motion in the camera. It seems more likely. Why would you go to all the trouble to have multiple cameras in one continuous take? That's a shitload of trouble to do. And if you fuck up, you have to redo everything, and you have to redo the multiple cameras. But if you don't have to have the actual performance be perfect with the cameras, then it leaves you room for the editing of the footage. And you know that the audio will be great. So that's where I'm going. That's the only way I can, it just makes way more sense. Because before I was saying she had to be perfect. I believe she can be perfect because she's pretty much fucking perfect. But that means she has to be perfect, and the camera people have to be perfect, and the audio engineer, they all have to be perfect on one take. If one person makes a mistake, you start over from scratch. As long as you separate the audio track, then we don't have to all be perfect at the same time. We can have a small mistake. It's not a big deal because the audio track is already where we need it to be. So that's where I'm going with. And wow, this video is probably going to get 70% downvotes, because one thing I've learned after thousands of videos is if I say someone's amazing and that they're great and that I love the sound and that they're an amazing artist, and I say anything else other than that, thumbs down. They're gonna give me thumbs down, and who the fuck are you and what are you talking about? Well, you know what? I'm a guy who gets fucking thumbs down. That's who I am. Anyways, can't wait to get downvotes. It's gonna be awesome. It'll be great. I'll wake up and look at my phone, and first thing I'll see will be like some alert. You're a piece of shit. And I'm like, well, I knew that, but, that's to be the first thing I read. It'll be perfect. Like her singing. Perfect.